This time I have a blend, but it's not just an ordinary blend. This one is a blended Scotch. It says 80 degrees proof, but it's not the 80 proof of the United States, which would be 40% alcohol by volume. It's the same, it's the British proof at 45.6% alcohol by volume. So that's what their 80 proof is. It's like it even comes in a box. For a blend to come in a box, we invite you to savor this heritage blend and join the favored few. Eadie's. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to pour me a little dram first, and then after doing that, I'm going to read what it says on the box. There's a lot of information there. Ah, real cork. Very nice. This is a 70 cl bottle. It resembles the bottle that the 5-year-old 90 from Highwood Distillers comes in. It resembles that anyway. Okay, now we have a wee dram here. Maybe I should pour a little more. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, maybe a bit more. I did not start with 40% tonight. I started with 43. And I think I'm going to be going on to some cast strength later on as the morning wears on. Okay. This is the bottle. James Eadie Trademark X Blended. Okay. And this is the box it came in. And it says here, it was to taste this ancient Scotch mixture that we rested a while. Alfred Bernard in 1889 said that. It's very interesting graphics on the box there. And more things like that here. Very interesting. And it also says here, it is an open secret that a wee drappie of Mr. Eadie's own blend of Scotch whiskey is here dispensed to a favored few. Alfred Bernard, 1889. I don't know who Alfred Bernard was, but I guess he was someone important. James Eadie was rarely in a hurry, taking time to do things properly was just his way, and fortunately his approach to making whiskey was no different. Born and raised near Glen Eagles, Scotland, he had brewing and distilling in his blood. It was the family business. So when the enterprising young James moved south to Burton-on-Trent to set up his own brewery in 1854, he continued to blend Scotch in the same way that the Eadies had always done. His secret was simple. Wow. An extraordinary blend requires only 3 things: exceptional whiskies, carefully selected wood, and years of expertise. But not one of these can be substituted, nor can they be rushed, because the art of blending, like whiskey itself, improves with age. Mr. Eadie took his family recipe and, in 1877, registered it as James Eadie's Trademark X. By doing so, he made this most traditional of whiskies an ancient Scotch mixture, in the words of famed critic Alfred Bernard, one of the world's first trademarks. Trademark X was famous for many decades throughout the British Isles, but like many great names from the Victorian era, it did not survive into the 21st century. Luckily for us, a few bottles did. So too did his ledgers, where he listed every purchase of whiskey which he made in minute detail, and these records revealed a forgotten blend made from today's most sought after malts and grains. It was time to revive James Eadie's whiskey. Okay, the decision was made quickly, but the process came slowly. After all, we had to do things the Eadie way. Only whiskies made by distilleries which were personally bought from have been included in which he personally bought from them been included in this blend, including some which have long ceased production. As he specified, these were then matured in either American oak or sherry wood. Finally, we invited veteran master blender Norman Matheson to use his 4 decades worth of experience to bring trademark X back to life. The result is an elegant peaty dram which offers a rare glimpse into the art of blending from the first golden age of Scotch whisky. Blended and bottled in Scotland, James Eadie Limited, Landmark House, Blacks Road, London. Okay, this is a second edition, bottled at 45.6% alcohol by volume. It says here, established in 1854, registered in 1877, and revived in 2017. Now, I got this online from Alberta, and what is the information here? Okay, James Eadie trademark X 54.6% times 1. The price was $64.90 plus another $13 for shipping. $13.33. So, okay, $64.90 plus $13.34. Let's say $78.24 at my door. Yep, it was delivered right to my door. Oh. I'm getting a whiff of peat to begin with. It's not overpowering. It's maybe 10 parts per million or less. What else is coming in under the peat? Bit of fruitiness. Getting a bit of citrus. The citrus is like a part of the peat. I often get citrus and peat associated with each other, neither of which is overpowering. Besides that, it's quite mild on the nose. So this is the way they used to make it. Or this is a revived blend. Okay, sheeting action, down it goes. Trails of droplets. Oh, down it goes slowly. It's a slow sheeting action on that side. It's not especially pungent. It's mild. Just a mild whiff of peat, a little bit of citrus. I can't really tell if it's an orange citrus or a lemon citrus or a lime citrus. I'd say somewhere between orange and lime. Let's have a sip of water. Oh. Interesting. It does come across as peated, but not overly strong. I'm getting some of that graininess too, like from a well-aged grain whiskey. Excuse me. I didn't think I'd get tired so soon. Try that again. Once again on the nose, mild whiff of peat. Slippery alkaline mouthfeel. I get the peat smoke. And it reminds me of the soot on the inside of a chimney. It's not a bad thing. It's like coal. Trying to pinpoint the rest of it. You know, it's very subtle, but underneath that little bit of peat, there is some dark, ripe fruits. Um, it's covered over by the peat. The peat covers a lot, but I think there is some sherry cask influence in here. Bit of figs and dates, raisins kind of thing. But the peat is definitely out front. However, it's not an overpowering peat. It's not a strong peat. It's mild, quite mild. Easy drinking. Yeah, it's a pleasant drop. This would be a good It's a little bit more peaty than your typical Highland Park 12, but it's mild. It's mild. It doesn't really overpower you in any way. I'm not getting so much. Well, there's a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of caramel, maybe. But the peat smoke is out front. There's that chimney soot again. The peat smoke. There's a lot of flavors in here. All of them subtle. There's nothing really competing for attention underneath the peat. But I figure as it opens up a little more, beyond this neck pour, as it opens up a little more, it might get more interesting and complex. Excuse me. I didn't think it would be so peated quite this much. This is one of the most peaty blends I've ever had. And every sip I take, the peat comes in, it asserts itself a little more. And yeah, this is going to be, you know what, I'm going to add a bit of water and see what that does to it. I don't usually add water to peated whiskey, but give it a little more, a little water to perhaps open up that part of it that is not peat. And maybe lower the level of peat a little bit. Okay, I'm still getting some of the peat smoke, but it's a lot weaker than it was. And it seems like the peat's almost gone, at least on the nose. The peat's still there. And whatever is underneath it is even more dominated by the peat now that it's had water added to it. How strange. I don't recommend adding water to this one. It's lunch of a
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.